Happy Mother's Day 2014. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all my online friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Prophetess Tamiko Stewart of Tamiko Stewart International Ministries and the Quitting is Not an Option radio show. I just stopped by this morning to share a Mother's Day story with you. Bear with me for a moment. If you have your Bibles, go to 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter, starting at the 16th verse. We see here that this was a display of Solomon's wisdom. We see that there came two women that were harlots unto the king, and they stood before King Solomon. And one woman said, "O Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child in her house. And it came to pass the third day that after I delivered, that this woman also delivered, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid on it. She rolled over on the baby. She slept on it, and she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it on her bosom, and laid the dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. When I considered in the morning, behold, it was not my son that I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, the living son is my child. And this said, the dead son was my child. Thus they spoke before the king. Then the king said, the one said, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is thy dead. And the other said, Nay, this is my son that's living, and your son is dead. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And when they brought the king a sword, the king said, Divide the child into two, and give half to one and half to another. Then spake the woman whose living child was with the king, for her bowels yearned her son. And she said, O Lord, give her my son, she said. O my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine divided. Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and in no way slay it, for she is the mother to the child. There is something about a real mother's love. This woman loved her child, and she was willing to give her child up before she was going to let any hurt, harm, or danger come to her child. A real mother has to be willing to let their child go and put their child in God's hand and depend on God to bring their child back and depend on God to cover their child. There is something about a real mother's love today, and I just wanted to share that story with you out of Kings about a real mother's love. A real mother's love is willing to sacrifice for her child because she loved her child just that much. And I just want to share that Mother's Day story with you. Excuse my blue tongue. I've been drinking a blue icy, so I have a blue tongue this morning. But I do want to tell you I love you and happy Mother's Day. And remember that quitting is not an option. You be blessed. God bless you. I love you.